Alright, cool, we're live. Hey guys, what's going on? Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. I missed you, not gonna lie. But had had some training and work going on, so I'm sure all you guys know how that is for us working folk. But yeah, it's as you can see, it's pretty nasty. We're in Dallas, Fort Worth, case which I'm sure you guys probably knows from the description, but we're here and yeah, it's pretty bad. So we're gonna kind of wing it on this one, honestly. Um, I'm pretty sure with the cells in the area, they're probably kind of held off. Um, there's probably some delays, I'm sure, but we're just we're gonna make it happen. Heading down to New Orleans today. And yeah, it should be pretty cool. Just updated 1.5, version 1.5 on the Maddog. Ran a couple trips with her, and just she is lined out. At least on my machine. I can't really speak on anyone else's. So yeah, without further ado, we'll go ahead and get going. Going to try to make this a pretty quick one at least. Try to. But with this weather, I'm not exactly sure. Let's see. So as I said, we're heading to New Orleans. So according to the flight plan there, according to the flight plan here, it's looking like 33,000 feet. So not too terribly high, but should be decent enough to clear most of the cells according to the radar. But as we all know, that can always change. So alrighty, let's see here. Yes, go ahead and get our emergency lights tested and set up.
Emergency lights okay.
Alright, so we're good to go there. And should I do it now or wait? Yeah, let's go ahead and do it now. But I had a couple of questions regarding flight planning, and I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm the bloody aficionado for flight planning or anything, because especially on flight sim, honestly, I'm probably the most reckless out there. But SIDS and stars was the question in flying them. On top of the numerous resources out there for SID and star flying, basically just kind of think of it as a highway. You know, your transition points are going to be your exits or your on ramps, depending on whether you're flying a SID or a star. And it's kind of difficult in our application because, you know, real world air traffic operations. I mean, a lot of times you kind of halfway fly a SID or halfway fly a star, and you know, giving traffic conditions, they may have you skip it. You know, just it's kind of hard to judge exactly what you're gonna fly, you know, especially when you got weather like this. I mean, you might not even fly a SID, you know. Have y'all had this when y'all when you get this information and the whole thing kind of mutes? This only happens in the Maddog, but for some reason, like the whole thing mutes. I can't hear anything. I don't know. And heck, you guys might hear it. I don't know. Maybe it's my output's messed up, I guess. So it looks like. All right, yeah, just as this morning, everything is favoring 18 1.7, give or take. So, which is awesome because I think we're like close to 1.8 left or something. So, awesome. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and all right, there we go. Now my audio is back. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Want to say my gate 1.8 left. All right, cool. Yeah, so we'll run 1.8 left out, and according to our flight plan here, brought to you by simbrief.com. But all right, I'm not getting paid by them. I don't know, just awesome. I used to use Flight Planner. God, what was that thing called? Crap, I don't know. I forgot. It's from Aerosoft, but I used to use that one a lot, and I don't know. I just kind of got sick of it. But so we're finding MRSSH2 departure. Some of you can pronounce like King or Kuso 5. This one's kind of, I know it's like Miss 2. I don't know. I'm sure somebody can chime in on that one. Our transition out will be ZALEA. So if you look at my flight plan, SimBrief told us the routing. Yeah. So your SID out, right? And then your transition will be ZALEA outbound. And then from ZALEA, you'll just go direct Sawmill and LSU, and then you'll just hook into AUDAT 9 and AUDAT 9 into New Orleans. Man, it is nasty. God, it's gonna be rough. Hold on. All right, so from there, I think it was what, direct Sawmill? Yeah. So Sierra Whiskey Bravo. Chunk that in there just like that, and then basically saying, hey, there's 2 waypoints. Normally the one on top is the closest, which is the one you're probably going to be using. So here, go ahead and select that one, and then from there, it's a fairly simple flight plan, nothing crazy. So you'll go from direct Sawmill, direct LSU, and then AUDAT 9 is the standard arrival procedure for New Orleans, and according to the traffic report, everything is favoring runway 11 or 10. I think it's still in the flight sim. So, let's see, LSU. I probably should be boarding now, but is it March 2? Okay, cool. Yeah, I knew it was. Yeah, I knew it was one of them. I just couldn't remember. I didn't want to sound stupid, you know. You know, I was kidding. But March 2, awesome, cool. Thank you, Mr. Woods, for that. Appreciate you. All right, so we got. All right, here we go. So we're gonna be taking runway 18 left via March 2. Now that we established that, to ZALEA, then direct Sawmill, and then direct LSU. Then we'll go over here and dive into, I think it was, now according to SimBrief it says AUDAT 9, but I'm going to go on a limb and say it's AUDAT 1. It might be a conflict with my nav data. So we'll go ahead and select AUDAT 1, and since we know we're already going direct LSU, right? So we'll just use LSU as a transition, why not? You know, I mean, normally dispatch already has all this set up for you, but we don't have a dispatch. We're on dispatch, so ILS runway 11, and I believe AUDAT is the transition off the top of my head. I don't know. I've ran this route fairly frequently, so we'll double check that for sure. But normally, what I do, I'll pull this to the side, and then I'll set my HSI here to plan mode. And I'll just go through the route. I mean, this is what you'll be doing in real life, right? You know, to verify, make sure you're not going to, you know, Bogota or nothing crazy like that. So No, we're never going to be taking off when we want it left. So it's going to be T-Rex. And then Jolin. You can zoom out a little bit, kind of help us out there. Not too crazy. Alright. Because sometimes they do get a little weird. So Jane, March 2, ZALEA, Sawmill, LSU, All Dad, Voodoo, Turtle. Yeah, wait a minute. Okay, here we go. Alright, so you'll get something like this, like a discontinuity, which happens all the time. Most of the times you want them, especially when you don't know what you don't know regarding, you know, where air traffic control is going to place you. I mean, you might have to change all this up you don't know. So, but being that, you know, we're kind of, all right, you know, we're our own air traffic control. Well, I am, because, you know, since we're not on VATSIM or anything like that. We'll just go ahead and fix it. So we know all that 9. A lot of times you have like duplicates, like all that there and all that there. So we'll just select this one and bring it back and drop it in there just like that. So it'll kind of overwrite that entry there. So you got a continuous route all the way to your final approach fix, all the way down to runway 11. So that's that. So let's go ahead and board here, because I'm sure most of you who own this aircraft already know that we can't get our paperwork without boarding. So, which you can, I think. I wonder, there's like a keyboard shortcut you can pull up your paperwork and all that fun stuff. So, hope everybody's having an awesome Friday so far. No, I am. Oh my gosh. After starting up your desktop for a whole month and then see a big plume of dust freaking come out, yeah, you've been gone way too long. Way too long. Alright, so she should have opened the doors. Yeah, she's opened the doors already, so I mean, this is maybe extra to some. It depends on your level of immersion, but I like to go ahead and get my ground services going. That way, when I push back, it's a little more seamless and it's already preloaded. So if, you know, we all know how sometimes JXX can be weird. If it's going to kind of explode, you might as well go ahead and let it explode now before you get ready to push back and everything's set up and lined out and, you know, it crashes your sim. At least you can go ahead and not feel as bad because you know, hadn't gotten everything set up yet. So so we'll go ahead and just request boarding for giggles. So it gets everything preloaded and all that, and be awesome. And let's see here, I'm probably gonna bring in an extra 2,000 pounds of fuel just for the weather. I mean, so far New Orleans looks pretty good, but that could change. Let's see, they're complaining about the doors. Let's go ahead and get that door opened up. See, I know. Hold on. Eric. Oh my gosh. There we go. Goodness gracious. Okay. Alright, so we'll go ahead and turn on our APU. So we'll use our DC fuel pump here. So go ahead and get our start pump going. Little small DC fuel pump there. So go ahead and get everything nice and primed up and fire up that APU master just like that. Let's see here. And let me go ahead and bring in that fuel.
Yes, sir.
Bring in a little extra fuel. Let's see. 5,800. So let's go up to 70. 7150 on both sides. Go a little better. Let's do 72. Alright, there we go. So should start seeing some fuel flowing there. Cool. And go ahead and get our air going. Some air conditioning in there. Ooh, slide over. There we go. Alright, cool. But yeah, apparently I have missed a lot. And I see they finally updated the SOB for X-Planes. That's pretty cool. Gotta give that guy a try here in a little bit. Going? Should be going. Should be warmed up. Let's see. There we go. Alright, cool. I'm sure there's probably like a warm-up period or something that I probably would have known about had I read the entire manual. So, just make sure you read the manual. Just saying. Alright, so go ahead and turn these guys on. Alright, so back to our plan here. So it looks like our flight plan's all nice and tight, so we'll go ahead and activate that. Jump into our performance initialization page. Got our numbers here. Really the only thing I care about is our zero fuel weight. I mean, of course you care about all of this, but at this particular time, really the only thing I care about is 104.1. I know we're not going to exceed our takeoff fuel weight, so we're good on that. And our CG there. And if you look here at your CG, this 10.9 and this should match up. Now you can manually adjust this, but thank goodness the developer showed mercy on us, and you know, I've noticed this already preset, so you don't have to worry about that at least. And this controls this little guy here, so you can line up your trim, get your trim set. So alright, so 14.5, and we'll set this for normal fuel schedule. Okay, we know our zero fuel weight things like 104.1, I think. Let's see. And 2500. Cost index, we'll leave that at 35. And jump back over into my weather real quick and double check my wind. Alright. 303 at 77. 303 at 77. I know sometimes I kind of play like a little game with GXX. I'll try to race it to see if I can get everything configured up before they're ready. So 1, 2, 1. Now this isn't going to populate your V speeds in your on your displays there, but I don't know, let's go ahead and throw them in there just for giggles. Alright, so that's done there. Now we'll go ahead and set those up just like that. And go ahead and come off of external power. Go ahead and close our external power buses. Air looks good there. Go ahead and tell old Scooter there to unhook the power.
You're clear to disconnect.
Oh yes, sir. It is very, very wet out. So, like I said, it's gonna be interesting coming out of here. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely gonna be interesting. All right. So all that looks good. Got our EPR settings here. 1.94 EPR. I'm not gonna flex it. Actually, let me verify. Let's see, 150. So I'll set up. Go ahead and get set up for 150 there. Looks like GSX is done. And beasties are wet, put dry on. Oh! Good catch. Thank you. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Conditions wet. That's right. That's right. That's right. Okay, for dry, looks like I think we're set up for wet. Let's see, what's that? Oh, no, we're not, no, we're not, no, we're not. Let's see if I can manually move these. I don't think it's going to let me do it. The well, let's see, 115, 127, 135. Change FMC. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. So 115 in there, 127, 127, 135. All right, so our V1 changed. Everything else looks the same. Good catch, sir. It shows you how much I'm paying attention. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so position lights on. Let's see. It should be all set up there. Fuel pumps are on. Go to our doors, check see if our doors. Yep, all our doors are shut, so we can go ahead and pull that gate. Manual collision on, that's on. And of course we'll slide over here and get our hydraulic pump set up. One more run there. And we're going to assume this is not the first flight of the day and all of our tests are done, so alright, cool. Alright, so we'll push back in departure. Of course, it'll be to the left. No. Man. Alright, so that's what that's for. Alright, cool. So let's drop that in there and wow. Definitely shows you how much I've been paying attention. Ah. Okay, so it's like, and New Orleans, because of course it's going to be 0 there, pressurization, so yeah, should be good. Alright, so go ahead and turn these guys off. Make sure we got good air there. Don't need start pump. I'll go ahead and turn off those brakes. Alright, make sure we are clear on the right. Go ahead and start that right engine. Got good oil pressure coming up. Waiting for 23 and Go ahead and kick it in right there. Watch that EGT. Cool. Alright, so go ahead and turn off this start valve. Alright, make sure we're clear on the left. Go ahead and start the left engine. Just like that. And 23. Go ahead and kick that fuel in. Monitor EGT. Like stabilizing, and we're good. And that is how they drive in Texas, is drive across the taxiways like that, in case you're wondering. That is actually realistic. No, I was kidding. Just kidding. Alright, so we'll go ahead and turn that off. And now that we've got those engines going, we can go ahead and turn on those wipers. And drop flaps. 15, I believe. Oh, there we go. Straighten that up there. Good grief, man. Worry. Okay. Guess they're gonna push me back literally all the way out, so that's cool. So we're gonna have to make a UE. Meh. Oh well. Alright, so flight 13. So while they're doing that, go ahead and get those guys on. Let's see, make sure, get our packs back going. Shut our isolation valves. And on our trim here, we'll just go ahead and get our trim set. There we go. And the goal is you want your trim indicator to line up with your configuration indicator there. So that way you know your trim is set, you'll be good to go. And so I'll go ahead and press the toga buttons, make sure we got takeoff there, arm my nav, and we'll just be going direct 330. So, and I don't think we'll need that anymore, so we'll go ahead and unload it, make sure everything's nice and cool there, and shut off the master. And I'll go through a cool down phase and shut off at that point. So this anti-fog. Alright, looks like we're all set there. You know, arm our spoilers there and then our for takeoff checklist. So get myself set up. And we'll just bump the throttles here just a little bit. Get a nice little roll there. I'm gonna give the left engine just a little more thrust, and to help me this turn. Once I straighten out, we'll go ahead and turn on our anti-skid. Alright, go ahead and bring the throttles back, and we'll go ahead and turn on our anti-skid and whoop. Alright, damper. There we go. Alrighty. Honestly, I mean, I believe an aircraft like this, it would help out to have like one of the guys like FS2 crew or something like that to really help, to really ensure that you've covered all of your configuration setup and all of your checklists, because there's a lot of things you have to do manually on this aircraft, so that would probably be one thing I'd suggest. It would be phenomenal if they will bring back the share the cockpit capability. But from what I hear, I think it's coming, but just not the first generation. So not gonna lie, it'd be awesome. So go ahead and try to cut this curve here. I think it's this one that'll take us all the way to that furthest entrance there, because we're gonna need every bit of runway just in case. Alright, bring out the power. Crack it. Just a smidget. Not a lot, but a smidget. There we go. There we go. And being that we are number one, because I have traffic turned off, we can go ahead and...
Ladies and gentlemen, we're number one for takeoff. Flight attendants, please be seated.
Sure, we're good to go there. And this edition, I want to say there is an option to, no, I don't think there is. I know the older versions of the MD-80, older version, I mean the first iteration of this particular piece of software, you had the ability to add or remove the auto brake. I believe the auto brake is enabled by default, so make sure you turn that on. If not, the airplane will yell at you. So you'll get all kinds of crazy configuration warnings. Honestly, I'm so used to rolling without it. I think even the 717, I believe, doesn't have the auto brake capability. I mean, I believe there's an option, but I don't think TFDI's version comes with it just yet. So I don't think. Alright, so at this point, just gotta make sure we got everything configured, because we're not gonna have a lot of time once we get going here. Alright, so that's set. We'll go ahead and turn on our ignition. Speed brakes armed. Auto brakes armed. Strobe light on. We're definitely going to need air radar. Definitely going to. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And we're rolling. A lot. Okay. Yeah. We're going to give this a go and see what happens. Holy smokes. Alright, so yeah, we're going to assume we got clearance and we've made sure the final's clear and runway's clear, we have clearance received. and we'll drop them. Drop those landing lights there. Alright, on this one I'm not going to do a rolling. I'm not going to do a rolling takeoff there. It's going to make sure we're nice and stable before we apply takeoff power, especially in the wet runway there. So we're all good to go. And alright, so we'll just give her some power, nice and easy. Let her roll over.
Takeoff thrust set.
Okay.
Clear. 80 knots, cross check. V1. Rotate.
Alright, roll out right there.
Positive rotate.
You're up.
Gear up, lights out.
And it is bumpy. Goodness gracious. Alright, we're going to get a good climb out there. And we'll start rolling back our flaps. Alright. Go ahead and enable our VNAV climb. Go ahead and start retracting flaps there. A little bit past our retraction schedule, but it's fine.
Slats retract.
Quite a bit past our retraction schedule, to be honest with you. So we're going to go ahead and give it to auto for right now because we still got some things to do. First of all, go ahead and there goes our climb power. And we'll go ahead and park these guys here. And we'll see if we can slide over and go ahead and configure our hydraulics. So we can go ahead and turn those engine driven pumps to low and our auxiliary pump and our transfer pump to auto. Everything looks good on this side here. Looks like we're pressuring up nice. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that continuous ignition on there for a little bit. It's nasty. Let's see here. According to this, if we go ahead and make this turn here shortly, we might be alright. For you wing view guys, there we go. Got a little flex there. All right. Yeah, we're definitely going to keep the seatbelt signs on for a little bit on this one. so it looks like we're above 10,000 there. I just said we'll keep the seatbelt signs on here for a little bit. We can check our route here and zoom out. Yeah, we'll definitely have to pull some C in the void here because gotta keep an eye on the radar and double check our overhead panel. Let's see, I think we're gonna be alright, so we'll go ahead and turn off our ignition there. I don't think we'll have any flame outs. I say that, and I think I got failures enabled, so watch it make a liar out of me. I'll turn that guy off, and I'll brake to off there. I really don't want to go through that. Let's see. I really don't. Might be ready to. AKRacing is ready to make an adjustment. And in fact, I think we're going to go ahead and do it there. So yeah, we'll go ahead and make that change. I mean, yeah, it's cool. We're in the sim, you know, it'd be cool to get knocked around or whatever, but realistically, especially when you have all this convective activity in the area, I mean, if you see any sign of vertical activity like that, you kind of want to stay through that because it can get nasty. Alright, so we've crossed transition altitude there, so we'll make sure we got 2992 on the altimeter, both sides. Yep. Yeah, we'll just get around that guy and then we'll probably just go direct Marsh 2, I think. Alright, so we'll go ahead and turned there. And we'll jump over to our intercept page. Execute and Throw it back in nav track. Make sure we got. I push Eeper and it goes nose up. Oh yeah. Yeah, normally, let's see. Yeah, normally what you want to do after takeoff, of course, you know, follow your flat retraction schedule. That's the main thing. You want to aviate first, right? And then we'll navigate, right? So once we get a flap retraction and we get the airplane stabilized, then what we'll do, we'll go ahead and enable your VNAV mode and make sure your nav track is set. And you should get your VNAV climb indication there. And once you get your VNAV climb indication, then it'll automatically run the Eeper for you, or your auto throttle will at least. So alright, so we are still in climb mode there. Engine instruments look good, especially when you have failures enabled. Normally I'm not a big fan of the failures on flight sim or whatever, because to me they're not very realistic at all. Because it's hard to kind of set the frequency because you just don't know. Now there are like some where they're service based, so if you abuse the aircraft, then you'll start running into issues. But this one I've had some things sneak up on me, and which it's expected from an older airplane. So definitely want to. So I think when was it? I think it was earlier today. Had a issue with my pressurization, which happens. Which does happen, so. And you'll also get like a minimal equipment list, which is pretty cool. Looks like we got a sail right there. I think we may outclimb that one. Got a pretty big reflection there to our left. And normally they say, on takeoff and climb out between 1.5 to 2 degrees inclination or tilt for your radar. I think the Boeings are automatically set with a manual override, but this one here you have to kind of adjust it if you want to get an accurate representation of what's in front of you. All right, now we're at 27,000 feet and got this guy here, so all right. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. It's mostly rain, but tell you what we'll do here. We'll go ahead and push, throw it back in the heading select mode. I'm not worried about this. I just don't want to run into any problems with that. With that there. And this is one of those situations where you're not really following your departure procedure. And of course, you'd coordinate with air traffic control. And, if you see you're in a situation where you might be running into some weather, definitely want to let them know. That way they can give you vectors, or you know, you guys work together to try to navigate these systems the best you can. Looks like we're okay. I think what we'll do, we'll come out a little bit and just go direct sawmill. We're at 29,000 feet right now. Looking for 330. Everything else looks pretty good so far. I spoke too soon. Let's see. Let's see. We're gonna give her a little bit more of a wider berth there. And this is one of those situations, especially in this gas guzzling beast, we want to definitely monitor our fuel and make darn sure we got plenty of fuel. And FYI, Lafayette is our alternate, Lafayette, Louisiana. Yeah, they recommend not to shoot for cracks, but we're totally going to shoot through them on this one. Because I'm kind of cornered here. Yeah, look at that vertical speed. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious, we're dropping speed. Holy smokes. Let's see here. This is why you Alright, so we'll go ahead and take her from Maddog, idle him, and I have the controls. Spoilers. I hear ya, I hear ya. I hear ya. I hear ya. My goodness. Yeah, that's why we don't fly them. Alright, so right now I'm hand flying at the moment. Let's see. Alright, and then once then we got a little bit of a gap there, so we'll go ahead and get everything set up, at least. Alright, let's see. Alright, so we'll landing gear. Go ahead and bring in a little power. Lots and lots of power. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get it somewhat lined back out, and we'll give it back to auto, and we'll focus on trying to avoid some of this stuff. I'll try to get it set up there for a 1900 foot per minute per climb, foot per minute climb. Okay. Yeah, it is. Bumpy. Okay. Did it go into a dive by itself? Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yes, sir, it did. And that's, of course, you know, right, one of those situations where we want to be available and be ready to act, you know, fairly quickly, which, you know, one, make sure we're idle, you know, dump some spoilers if you have to get rid of the overspeed condition, and get it lined back out there. Because, you know, we have to remember this is, well, like 60s, 70s technology, so, you know, I know the Airbus, if it gets hairy, he'll just hand it off to you, just like, you know what, screw it, you know, here you can have it, and give it back to you. Just for a minute. Yeah, it was a little, got kind of sketchy. But you can kind of, I don't know if you paid attention there, but if you looked at the VSI in the carrier, you could see you could see where you kind of entered the updraft. So we did pick up some altitude for a minute, but then we just got slammed. I think we got to like 3,000 foot per minute on the descent there. And yeah, she's trying to pick up speed, but she didn't know what to do. So we're gonna have to. Of course, our vertical profile has been thrown out the window, so we're kind of going on the fly here. Let's see, double check weather in New Orleans and see what's going on. Yeah, they're forecasting storms. See, 2200, yeah. Definitely gonna have to include the alternate in our brief and make sure we're ready for that, because as of right now, just don't know how this is going to turn out. But yeah, I was definitely, I can definitely see how it was easy to get confused in that one because I was looking and it was like, okay, I got the updraft. All right, downdraft. All right, well, okay, nose is going down. Okay, that's weird. It's like, yeah, let's just go ahead and turn the autopilot off there and get it under control. Even though we're fairly close to, oh, well, no, we're not. I think we're, yeah, it's got zoomed out. Yeah, I got zoomed out. Let's see, so we're at 32,000 there. And actually, we're getting kind of slow, so I'm going to shallow out our descent. I mean, ascent, sorry. Give her a minute to line herself back out, get her speed back up there. Make sure spoilers are up, yep. And that's weird. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, cool. Much better. I think we're all right to kind of jump back on track there, so we'll go ahead and arm our nav mode. Yes, I know we're not on an intercept, so we'll go ahead and throw ZALEA in there, execute that, and there we go. And go ahead and bring up our panel lighting. Let's see, throw it back in VNav and see what she'll do. Alright, looks like she's lining out right there. And like I said, it really helps with the immersion when it comes to weather, to have like a real weather client like Active Sky. Honestly, to me, Active Sky is probably, in my opinion, probably one of the best out there, because it's just that. I can't say I've actually flown in a thunderstorm, me personally, but I've been close to them, and something similar to that, like a Virga or something like that, where you get that updraft, and you get out of the updraft, and then you kind of hit that downdraft, and you're kind of like, whoa, you know. It makes you not want to fly through them. Because I've actually been in the sim with Active Sky, and I've, you know, meh, it'll be alright, you know, go and think you're going to fly through it, and all of a sudden you get slammed, and bam, you know, you overstress the airframe, so. Let's see, look at that. Get my lighting kind of bright there for the weather. Alright, finally we're at 33,000 feet. Let's see, double check our fuel temps, look good there. Go ahead and throw our EPR limit there to set for cruise. Looks like 1.98 there. Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, definitely a must. And the beauty of it, I mean, the beauty of it is, you know, once you set your initial, you know, your settings there, once you get everything lined out as to how you want it, I mean, you just fire it up, minimize it, and you don't think about it anymore. It just kind of does its thing. And if you're, you know, if you do at some point decide to make that step, you know, you can also snag the active sky cloud art. There we go. Active sky cloud art, and it's just complete weather for P3D. You're just I mean, I would just love to just, you know, I wish it was like this freaking years ago, but you know, we all know how that goes, so. Alright, so we're just now crossing our transition point there, so we're heading direct to Sawmill now. And I'm gonna, there we go. And man, I really don't deal with too much with that side, honestly. Oh man. Yeah, I was kind of had a feeling it was going to be hairy getting out of Dallas, but I just didn't think it was going to get that sketchy getting out of Dallas. Didn't see that coming at all. Alright, just a little bit. There we go. And our progress page here. Alright, about 212 miles out, 211 miles now. Our fuel there should be 7.2, so it should be fine. And like I said, if it gets bad enough yet, we'll run our alternate there. Which I think is in my release somewhere. Maybe. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Just in case. Honestly, I'm still probably just going to go ahead and leave the seatbelt signs on because we just don't know. Okay, sure. Interested in an exterior shot. This paint here, of course, you have the your stock standard American livery that comes with this aircraft, but this one here is actually done by Steve Drawbeck. And it looks phenomenal. So kudos to Steve for this one. Looks awesome. Looks awesome. Yeah, so. And honestly, you know, going to like the flight management computer, I mean, look, it's fairly basic. It's not, there's nowhere as, you know, expensive as you know, like your 737 or Airbus or anything like that. You know, it's fairly basic regarding its function, you know, regarding functionality. It's really just there to get you from point A to point B. And I think these were actually retrofitted, you know, later on, later in this aircraft's life, they added them. So, well, I love it. I mean, this is keeps you busy. You know, definitely keeps you busy, keeps you engaged. You know if I'm, you know, in the FS labs or something like that. I mean, you really just take off, and I mean, unless you got weather or something like that, and I mean, of course, you're monitoring and things like that, but really, that's pretty much it, you know. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot to do. This guy, especially in colder weather, you know, or longer trips, you know, definitely want to monitor your fuel temps. Yep, okay. Sorry. Definitely want to monitor your fuel temps, make sure they're in line. Pressurization. I mean, pretty much all the systems you definitely want to keep a close eye on, because these things are old, you know. They're so much fun. So much fun. And I love the fact that you can pretty much completely power this thing down to the batteries and still be able to fly it, you know. I mean, I'm sure it's a workout, and there are some other things you have to do, you know, regarding you know, getting the gear down, things like that. But I mean, it's a workout. And even then, I don't think, from when I've been told and researched stuff like that, you know, I don't think it's that much of a it's not, I guess, extremely physically demanding, because I mean, you're in essence are really just controlling the little control tabs, and you know, as a result, the control tabs operate your flight control surfaces. So I mean, even then, you know, it's kind of, I mean, nobody wants to lose power, but you know, I used to do, when you get to forward, pretty much clicking and climbs turns out pretty much on. That's why I love playing it. It's hands off. Yeah, for sure. I mean, even the PMDG 737, it's like that. You know, you depending on the autopilot model you choose, you can arm your LNAV and VNAV on the ground, take off, clean up, hit the autopilot button, and you're done. Which is awesome. I mean, Airbus, I mean, just you take off, autopilot button, and you're done. I mean, there's, yeah. Honestly, we get extremely spoiled up until the point we get to these old birds, and you know, our minds are blown, because oh my gosh, we have to actually do work now. You know, I mean, I get it. Trust me, I get it. And I guess that's why I was so excited when this thing came out, and it kind of, and you know, replenished my hope for flight sim as a whole, since I was just completely devastated by the CRJ, being that, you know, had so much problems with it. But I mean, I think they released a patch, but I don't know. I'll have to be bored one day to fire it up and, you know, try it and see what happens, honestly. But yeah, this aircraft here, I mean, you have to fly it. I mean, there's no other way around it. I mean, even situations like that, you know, even with the autopilot engaged, I mean, you have to monitor it, because it's not as smart and as intuitive as, you know, the newer generation or latest generation aircraft. You know, I mean, you really have to monitor it, because it can crash an airplane just as easy as you can. So, you know, you definitely definitely want to be on top of it. But I mean, like I said, you know, it just kind of adds to the immersion factor, right? You know, like for example, you know, we hit that weather, you know, we disengaged the autopilot, heck, threw out the auto throttle, and took manual control of the aircraft, got it under control, got everything stabilized and lined out, re-enabled it, and now we're good. So, which, you know, happens more often than you think. I mean, you'll hear complaints all the time, depending on the model. You know, autopilot's kind of drifting here and there. Some of them you pretty much have to leave in heading mode because you know, the lateral navigation is trash or something like. I mean, the older these things get, you know, the more out of, you know, the more unpredictable they get, I guess you can say. I mean, that's not to say they're not reliable, but you know, they're. I mean, some autopilots just aren't going to be as rock solid as what you see here. I mean, some of them will kind of drift here and there or whatever, you know. But that's why you're up front, right? You know, to monitor that and intervene when necessary. Just, you know, because you never know. You never know. The lighting is just, even got your pretty sure stale cold coffee there. How many miles? Top of descent. We are 31 miles out, which gives me time to get another drink. So I'll be right back. Miles, gonna be quick. Alright, here we go. Figured that'd be super quick. Okay. Alright, yeah, we're like 21 miles now. 18 miles. And honestly, and even situations like this, you know, a lot of times just for the sake of energy management, we'll go ahead and start our descent right here. And arm that, and we'll throw in vertical speed mode, and we'll just bring her down nice and easy, about 1,800 foot per minute. And of course, you know, you'll have air traffic control kind of stepping you down or walking you down. Also, you can jump in here in your legs page, and if you wanted to fly the Pilot Star, you can. Because you'll know by LSU, you know, you're expecting 14,000. So what we'll do here, while we're getting our descent going there. We'll go ahead and set up our ILS and get that lined out there. Alright, so 109.90. Set our course for 106. I really need to enable mouse acceleration. There we go. So now we're going ahead and got that arm, got that set. We'll double check our V speeds there. Let's see. But on the descent and approach phase, you know, going back to that other question, on the descent and approach phase, I mean, energy management is key, you know, right? And you know, these airplanes are extremely slick, especially these older guys. I mean, they, you know, sometimes it's hard to kind of keep them in check. So staying ahead of the airplane is like paramount. I mean, it's extremely important. The earlier, you know, you descend, the better. A lot of times your top of descent might not be the optimum point in which you need to descend, because I mean, we have to, you know, you have to understand that, you know, this unit here is fairly old, so some of the calculations, you know, it might not account for, you know, your 442 knot ground speed. I mean, it might. I mean, I'm sure if it had some additional data, it could. RT data, I'm not sure. Yeah, because it doesn't even have cruise wind, so it doesn't know the fact that we're getting a pretty decent, you know, 40 some odd knot tailwind. So, you know, you as the PIC will have to account for that. So, you know, there are, you know, some calculations you can do or whatnot, but, you know, I mean, you can run your descent calculations, but after a while, you'll kind of get an idea, you know, okay, I'm at 41,000 feet, you know, I probably want to start descending here, or I'm at, you know, 33,000 feet, I probably want to start descending here, you know, just kind of depending on your circumstances, you know, what your, you know, where your wind's looking like, weather, stuff like that. But, you know, basically, it's just, you know, it just boils down to trying to begin the descent, you know, as early as possible, you know, but at the same time, not starting it too early to where you're having to burn additional fuel to maintain, you know, a particular altitude for an extended period of time because you started too early. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a fine line. You gotta kind of balance there, but that's kind of, you know, that's where proper flight planning kind of, you know, comes into play. And, you know, sim brief is really good. I give Professional Flight Planner X a lot of grief sometimes, but I will say it's extremely detailed and in your flight plan, especially when you have the weather and everything, and it has all the data to make the calculations. I mean, you can pretty much follow it, and your descent profile will be spot on. You know, well, you know, within reason, I guess you could say. So, but yeah, it's really all about energy management. Because even if you look here, you know, we're kind of a little bit past our speed there, but I mean, it's fine because we're still at 22,000 feet. So normally what I'll do, I'll kind of go ahead and I'll sacrifice some, and I'll go ahead and eat some additional speed for some airspeed for some additional descent rate. So we'll go ahead and bump our rate up, and that way once we get fairly close to 10,000, you know, we won't be, you know, hitting our final approach fix and still coming out of 10,000, you know. So, and also at the same time, you know, if you got to throw some spoilers in there, you know, throw spoilers in there. I mean, that's what they're there for, you know. Actually, the flight I took yesterday. Southwest 737. I mean, coming into New Orleans, actually, I mean, the guy was dumping all kinds of spoiler. Pretty much all the way from cruise to what looked like to be about 10,000 feet. You know, he finally kind of reduced them, and then he took them out, and then I mean, it wasn't 2 or 3 minutes after that. You know, he was bringing in flaps. So I mean, sometimes you just gotta chunk them all the way till you know you get ready to bring in your flaps. And it really just kind of depends on the situation. So we'll go right now. We'll go ahead and throw them in. You know, just kind of keep that in check a little bit. And then what we'll do, we'll bring them back out and shallow out their descent just a little bit. Double check our panel here, make sure everything looks good. And I'm gonna jump over here to my weather and see if we can get that barometric pressure isolated, embedded CBs. Wow, okay, so yes, gonna be interesting. Yeah, we got front coming in and it's causing some problems for us, so that will definitely have to be on our toes and keep that radar going. All right, let me get up here. Okay. All right. Runway information. Okay. 2983. So just based on the fact that our barometric pressure is so low, 2983, you definitely want to kind of expect the unexpected as far as weather is concerned. That lower pressure, you know, being, of course, you know, lower pressure system, you know, can be an indicator for some convective activity. So let's see. Alright, go ahead and up there on temperature setting. So yeah, 207.6. Yeah, that's pretty low. Alright, Voodoo. Where am I supposed to be at Voodoo? And also, you can kind of utilize this to help you out there. You know, basically what this line is, it's saying it believes you're going to be at around this area here at 3,000 feet. That's pretty much what it's saying. I forgot the name of it, but yeah, that's pretty much what it does. Let's see, just curious. I ran Oh no, yeah, no big deal. I did a little research myself, and I was reading that the turb button or the turbulence button, it's there, but it doesn't function as advertised. From what I've talked to a few Maddog drivers, and yeah, it's there, but it's kind of like there's another aircraft that has turbulent turb button. I think it's a CRJ, one of them. I think the CRJ has like the soft something, but it's there, but it's not as accurate as you would expect, and it doesn't, you know, doesn't really function as advertised from what, you know, except from what I've been told. Let's see, getting close to 10,000 feet. 240 on the speed, and I'm gonna go ahead and dump some spoiler there. I'm lazy as they know. Yeah, I've talked to several guys, and they never use it. I mean, if it really gets that bad, I mean, first thing, when I want to try to avoid it altogether, right? But if it gets that bad, a lot of times it's probably best to just disengage it, disengage autopilot, and just fly it manually. There we go. Bring that back. Okay. There we go. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like there's another one here as well. Which one is it? But they said it was garbage. This one was it? I think it was indicated airspeed or Mach, which indicated airspeed actually uses it uses pitch to adjust airspeed instead of your auto throttle, and it, from what I hear, it just ends up chasing it all the time. So like I said, this thing's old, and yeah, you know, you can't really expect much as far as creature comforts, you know, from this thing. Alright, so 8,000 feet, so we'll go ahead and dump those landing lights there. And basically I'm kind of comparing what I got here on my flight management computer for my SID, because I know by Maddog I want to be at 2,000 feet, you know, come hella high water. So trying to turtle 4,000 feet, so I actually gotta bump that up there and adjust it. And while we're at it, we'll slide on over here and don't ask me how I can see that. There we go. Got our hydraulic pumps, our engine driven pumps go back to high, and our trans and aux pumps are turned on. Alrighty, so looking pretty good. Voodoo, they want you at 7, but meh, I'm not too terribly worried about it. And I'll go ahead and start walking my speed back there, and should be getting localizer. That localizer failed, indication there should go away once we get closer to our runway there. Like I said, I'm not being too aggressive on my vertical speed, just kind of nice and easy, you know. Nice and easy, and the goal is you want to kind of intercept your glide slope as it's coming down. You want to be established, set up on your localizer, and then intercept your glide slope, and then follow that 3-degree glide path there. So yeah, we got our localizer live right there. Hey Brayden, how's it going, bud? Alright, so we'll go ahead and start dropping that speed. New Orleans, sir. Alright, I'll go ahead and view our localizer button, get set up on the localizer. Let's see here. Getting nice and slow there. And that's is cool. Yeah, you know, yeah, it's a pretty cool thing about the MD-80. Our flap speeds are super high, so actually you can go ahead and start dropping your slats now to help you oops, help you manage your speed. There we go. Gotta find it.
Slats extended.
And a lot of times what I'll do, I'll go ahead and press that ILS button. There we go. Do you have a Gulfstream? No, I have been looking for a Gulfstream for years, Brandon. And when I mean for years, I mean about 8 years. I've been looking for a nice Gulfstream. I haven't yet to find one. Alright, we'll go ahead and bring it down to $180. Turn that off. And throw in more flaps. I'll do 175 there. And she is loud. She's going to be loud. Alright, waiting for that glide slope intercept. Alright, glide slope capture, you're down. And go ahead and reduce our speed there, verify our approach speeds. Look good. 134, yeah, that's about right. We'll bump it up just a little bit. 135, good line out. Go ahead and set our EPR limit for go around in case we have to go around. Go ahead and throw flaps 15. And if you're a little fast on this, that's fine. She'll line out once you get the rest of your flaps in. Citation 10, be the Eagle Soft. Eagle Soft Citation 10 is probably the best one out there. Still a little outdated, but I believe there's an update coming. Alright, let's see, flaps 28, I think.
Flaps 28.
Alright, so you can see there. That's our 3-degree glide path. Set up on the localizer. I believe our decision altitude for this one is like 2 something, 2 and some change. Probably could have went ahead and set this up, but okay. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Weather is pretty sketchy right now. I think it's like around 2. Be okay. Alright, that was good. Go ahead and turn our ignition. Yeah, you can see the tram going nuts trying to adjust there. And let's see where we're at. 2,100 feet. I'm gonna go ahead and take control there. Take control here. At this point, go ahead and give it to me. Give it to me. There we go. So I have the throttles at the moment, and I have the airplane. So I'll go ahead and hand fly it manually. So right now I'm gonna try to set it about like 1.2 to 1.3 EPR, and using my pitch to control my speed. So I'm gonna trim up just a little bit, try to maintain that 3-degree glide path. Once you get a hang of your power settings, you could just about leave the power settings alone on a calm day and not touch them until you're ready to idle them out. So try and give you an idea there. So we're a little high, so I'm going to bring down the power there to adjust my altitude. Once again, using pitch to adjust my speed, so I'm gonna nose up just a little bit. It's a lot going on at the same time, but kind of get the hang of it after a while. You're looking for about 500 feet per minute, but sometimes you have to account for the rough weather like we're experiencing now. So we'll idle it out.
1,000.
We're a little high, which happens, so you'll want to idle it out, and eventually you'll catch her. But you want to be ready, so you want to bring a little power there to control your descent. And honestly, on clear days, I mean, once I'm on a stable approach, I'll use the poppies there. So as long as I got 2 reds and 2 greens, I'm looking pretty good. But I do have some wind action here, so just want to kind of stay on top of it.
300.
Walk your power out a little bit. Like I said, 2 reds and 2 greens.
Minimums.
Continue.
200.
All right. If you're a little high, that's fine. That's fine. If you're a little high, you can make it work.
Light slope. Light slope.
All right, idle it out.
30. 20.
Get that flare.
10.
Right there. And ease the nose down.
2 in reverse.
$60 knots.
Reverse lights out.
Okay. And yep, that helps a lot. Alrighty. A little squirrely. Let's see. I'll find a decent exit to get out of here. Landing light. Yeah, I had my landing lights on, but I didn't have my nose lights on. Let's see. All right, there we go. There we go. All right. Oh, thank you, sir. Now the trick is trying to get this thing cleaned up and try to taxi at the same time. But, you know, if you have to stop, you know, stop. Get everything together. Get your landing lights up. Let's see, spoilers are up. Go ahead and get your APU rolling. And reach over here, get your landing lights. Somehow I should do an airport update. Yeah, I should. I think there is some scenery out there for MSY. I just, well, one, I've been gone for like a month, but I haven't thought about it. I've been doing a lot of Texas runs, so I've got scenery for Amarillo and did buy some for Nashville. It's pretty nice, but I have yet to get anything for New Orleans. Just yet. Let's see, come out kind of wide so I can get this flying tube in here. Let's see. Since I don't have a rampy, I'm gonna cheat. Other way. There we go. We're good. Alright, so off. On. And if I can see the freaking other one, there we go. Okay, go ahead and turn on the start pump. Good lord, need some more lights. There we go. Much better. Alright, so fuel pumps off. Engine ignition off. Off, 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 off. Can't even see his side, good lord. Where's that? Let's see if this will work. Think will it work? Okay, cool, yeah, it'll work. Slide on over this side. So much going on in the MD-80, I swear. There we go. Oh, thanks, bud, man. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Just wish I had more time to do them. Wish I had more time to do them. Alright.
Yes, sir. Connect the GPU, please.
Let's see. Not too terribly worried about air right now. Last flight of the day.
GPU connected.
There we go. Turn that off. Go ahead and turn my packs off. Don't care about that right now. Wait for the AP to shut off and then that'll be good. Adjust my seat forward. Alrighty. Other than that, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Now we can get everything battened up and tied up for the night and go get a beer. Or an alcohol. Oh, an adult beverage. Awesome. Thank you, bud. Yeah, I'll try to get some more down during my days off. I'll definitely be back on tomorrow. Probably tomorrow evening. Got a birthday party to attend and some other things. So, but I will definitely try to get as much content down as I possibly can before I go on days off. And like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop me a line, via email or whatever. And other than that, man, just have fun, and this is an awesome airplane, great flight simming experience. I mean, it's probably one of the most realistic out there. So other than that, guys, man, you guys have yourself an awesome Friday. Be safe and take care of yourselves and each other.